Hello, everybody. Jason Sarney here with PhinManiacs, and happy opening Sunday. We had a phenomenal preview on Thursday with Week 1 kicking off with a Tampa Bay Buccaneers victory over the Dallas Cowboys. And what we're going to do today, I have a phenomenal guest, Phil Naessens, Mr. Cash with Flash. This gentleman who knows exactly what he's talking about. So what more of a perfect guest could we have? Week 1, when there's literally a plethora, Phil, we're going to talk about that word, my favorite word, plethora of picks. So in addition to Mr. Naessens, who's going to tell us where to find him for his work and his, basically, the man's an ATM. So when he comes on in, we'll utilize him. And then a little bit later in the show, we have South Florida media legend Alex Donno, and I just can't wait to chat with him. So without further ado, let's bring on in Mr. Cash with Flash, my buddy Phil Naessens. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm great, Jason. How are you? Hey, happy opening Sunday, right?
I mean, if you're not just, if the birds aren't singing and, you know, the dew is all perfect outside, this is one of those perfect days, Phil. So let's rock and roll, man.
It is. It's great. It's good to see you too, my friend. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Phil and I had an awesome summer together. Phil is a fantastic tennis instructor. His name is internationally known. Forget Pitbull. This man's got more international rep in terms of the world of tennis and in gaming. So, Phil, before we get on to the books, just let everybody know where they could find your book. And you were also good enough to autograph this for me. And I read this, and now I feel like I got like more of a PhD as opposed to like a 101. So this is a 101. So let everyone know.
Well, you know what? You can find it at Amazon. Just Google or search Betting Football 101. I also have Betting Baseball 101 out there. Betting Basketball 101 will be out there right before opening day of the NBA season and the college season. So I'm excited to be here, man. Thanks for publishing that for me. I was glad to give you the book in person. You know, so many people I've met because of my radio show, the Phil Naessens Show and what have you, but I've never physically met. You know what I mean? So it was really nice to do that, to put a face behind everything. And it was a great summer, wasn't it? I had a great time. And you did a phenomenal job up there at Brookwood. And we're really grateful for that. Thank you so much.
Hey, I appreciate that. And, you know, I'll tell you, you know, listening to the way that you kind of deconstruct or construct your picks and the education of it, it makes sense. You're going to bring the viewers through that. And before we obviously do that, I want to let everybody know that this show and throughout the year is going to be sponsored by BetUS.com. And, you know, they've been around for years and years and years. And that's the place where, obviously, where it is allowed in your geographical area to go get those prop picks in, to get everything you want to do in terms of Week 1 and beyond. And make sure to get promo code PhinManiacs in there. It gets you 125% of a sign-up bonus. Or for all you crypto fanatics, you get 200% of that. I don't even know what that means. Phil, are you a crypto guy? Do you have a portfolio?
I have arthritis in my knees.
So you have a different
you know what, man? If I can't put it in my pocket and spend it, or if I can't actually see it and obtain it immediately, then I don't want to deal with it. You know, I lived in Greece and we had 2 economic crashes there. So I'm a little leery. I was raised by people who were from the Great Depression era. So I'm a little leery of all these things. You know, I wish anyone who does it well. I know people who succeeded. I've also known people who haven't. I guess it's with like anything else, right?
I hear you. And you mentioned you like things that are in your pocket. So let's do what this show is about and let's put cold, hard cash with flash in people's pockets. So you come on in the show saying that you have 3 picks for us. So why don't you just lay on the first pick, which you're most, go upscale, not the one you're most confident with, but go 3, 2, 1 as we talk about them, Phil.
Okay, I'll tell you what. My number 3 pick is the San Francisco 49ers. Giving up 8 points to the Detroit Lions. Lions have a new head coach. They have a new starting quarterback. They both have new defensive coordinators, but that's just a bad combination for the Lions. I'm a Lions fan, as you know. They haven't been very good ever, really. But you know something? The 49ers are healthy. That's the biggest thing. And I know we've got this Trey Lance thing and we've got this Jimmy Garoppolo thing going on. And from what they say, Trey Lance may make an appearance today. That double quarterback thing is kind of reminiscent of Montana and Steve Young to me. I like the combination. I think they just have way too many weapons today. The Lions are rebuilding, front office on down. So I'm looking at the 49ers to win this one easily and to cover that 8-point spread.
Not only do I agree with you wholeheartedly on that, I mean, look, the Detroit Lions are going to be a nice team to kind of root for. Dan Campbell, head coach, heck of a good guy, good football mind, one of
Yep.
those fun press conference guys. He's going to give us more sound bites than wins, maybe, for Detroit this year. But
Well, that's okay though. We don't mind as Lions fans.
that's
We don't
fine.
have the luck that the Miami Dolphins have had over the years.
The luck. That luck has skipped over in decades. Maybe we've had a couple of sprinkles, but hopefully the tide is turning for really both of our franchises.
Okay, so here, and I don't want to ruin my good friend Gary Danielson's reputation here, but look, you had Bob Greasy, you had Dan Marino, and Jay Fiedler, our dear friend, my little brother. So what I'm going to say to you is, that's pretty good right there. And let's not forget, you've had some great wide receivers.
Oh, no question there.
Mark Clayton and Duper, right?
Now,
Super duper, baby.
Really quickly, should Mark Clayton be in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, sir.
Absolutely. You know something? You do the things that he was able to do. And ask Dan Marino what he thinks. I'm sure he thinks he should be. Because quite frankly, if it wasn't for Mark Clayton, maybe Dan Marino doesn't get in. And I know that you don't like to hear that out there, but I got to tell you, this guy is fantastic. And I think that he deserves a shot at it at least. And let's hope one day he's enshrined in Canton. I would love to see that.
That would be fantastic. There's a couple of Finns that are deserving, but we'll of course.
Oh yeah, sure. Of course there are.
We'll get into the Zach Thomas and even Richmond Webb debate.
Oh, Zach Thomas deserves to be in there for sure. Oh, for sure, because I'm afraid of him, first of all. And second of all, even though I'm taller than him, I'm afraid of him. No, I'm not. Zach's a great guy. I believe I met him when Jay was playing with them. But at the end of the day, you've had so much success over the years. And I know there's been a couple seasons where maybe you didn't think it was so great. But you know something? Every franchise goes through this. It's how you come back is how everything works out.
The ebbs and the flows.
Absolutely. And the ebbs don't last as long as the flows.
Let us all hope, because we have a couple of Dolphin fans. The funny thing is, and then we'll get to more picks, because that's what this show is going to be about.
Absolutely.
We're going to fire them out. Dolphin fans, there's been spurts. There's been the 70s. There's been the Marinos. And then there's been the Tannehills, and even there's the Fiedler Gap years. So let's get to some picks. Other than the Niners, we'll talk about a couple of props within the Niners. I love Brandon Ayuk. He's getting over under 50 yards, 50 and a half yards. How do you like Ayuk against the Lions?
Oh, I'm not much of a prop guy, but sure, why not? Like I said, the Lions defense is in trouble. They have a new defensive coordinator. Everything is brand new almost there. So I think so. Sure. I would take any prop against them, offensive prop, and I think it might come true. I think so. Yeah.
One more thing on Ayuk, and one other thing that I want to kind of throw your way, Phil. I was doing a lot of number crunching with props and wide receivers, tight ends, specifically for the longest reception plays. These one-hit wonder plays that I could basically hope to hit in the first quarter of the first series. Essentially, for Brandon Ayuk, he's a relatively low mark at 20.5 yards.
Right.
Usually a guy like a Stephon Diggs or Devontae Adams, 27 and a half, 25 and a half. These are the big play guys, So I'm looking for that low-hanging fruit, the 19 and a half, the 20 and a half. Ayuk's one of those guys. It could happen maybe in the first quarter. So those are the plays that I'm really kind of pushing up for people to kind of utilize, the longest wide receiver plays.
Right. See, I'm a big plus money fan, underdog fan. We've hit 48 underdogs this season, money line in baseball, which is phenomenal. I mean, my record is, I think, 96, and 23 with 48 plus money underdogs. So that 500%, people go, what? That 48 plus money wins. That's where the rubber meets the road. If your handicapper is not giving you underdogs when they're playing money line, like baseball's a money line, so I know we're talking football, but if he's not giving you any underdogs and strictly giving you money line picks, he's gonna sink your battleship. I'm just gonna let you know that now. So go ahead. Oh, you want another pick from me, do you?
Well, hey, if you're giving them, you gotta let people know where to get all your picks.
Okay, and I will do that in just a second. I'm wearing it right now. Actually, I'm with Sharp, the Sharp app. you can download the app and then go over to sharpbets.app. And what you do is you sign up, use the promo code Cash with Flash, get 10% off your first month, and we'll even give you 30 days for free just to try it out. That's Cash with Flash is the promo code. Sharpbets.app. Get over there and make it happen. Now, the Cleveland Browns face the Kansas City Chiefs today at 4:30 p.m. And I know you Dolphin fans probably won't be watching that one, but I will because I love my Cleveland Browns fans. I lived there for a couple of years. And I got to tell you, Kansas City is going to cover that 5.5-point spread. That is just an amazingly low spread. I know the game last year in the playoffs was a 5-point game. This is different. This is healthy Patrick Mahomes. This is a Kansas City Chiefs team that have won 14 consecutive September contests with Patrick Mahomes as the starting quarterback. They were 7-1 last season against the spread as a home favorite. And essentially, they're running it all back. Face Cleveland, you got 9 new starters on defense. That spells trouble. I think Cleveland's going to be fantastic. You know, they could make it to the Super Bowl, but they're not going to cover this one. There's 16 more games to go, Cleveland. Today ain't one of them for you. So,
I love that.
Kansas City Chiefs minus 5.5.
I mean, only a touchdown. I mean, this could literally be like a 30 to 20 game, and no one's going to cry about it in Cleveland, really. And there you go. But
they'll be crying because they cry about everything over there, and that's okay. You know, I'm just tweaking my friends because they're big Browns fans, and you know I'm not. So it is what it is. But Cleveland's going to have a heck of a team. But Kansas City with Mahomes, all these cats are healthy, and when these guys are healthy, I just don't think that the defense is going to gel in time to put much of a dent in that offense. I mean, I think they're going to be fantastic.
All right, let's go pick 3. So if you just this is going to be your top pick, the one that you're about to drop on us. You have the Niners, you have the KC coverage here against the Browns, and this is going to be your number 1 pick of the day, or at least on this show with those 3.
Sure. Pittsburgh is going to cover the 6.5 points against Buffalo today. That's at 1 p.m. I think so anyway. You know, one of the things I like about Pittsburgh is Mike Tomlin. He covers. He knows what he's doing. He's a tremendous coach. Now, they're 3-3 over their last 6 meetings against the spread with Buffalo. But Pittsburgh, I want you to pay attention to this. Pittsburgh is 5-0 against the spread over their last 5 games as an underdog between 3 and 10 points. And they were 2-2 against the spread last season as road underdogs. Now, I think Buffalo might sneak one out of here. They might. But I think Pittsburgh is going to cover that 6.5 today. I just believe that they will. Look for Watt to go crazy today, too. I think Watt is going to go out there. Watt is, you know, a lot of guys, they get a big check and maybe they don't go at it as good. TJ Watt or JJ Watt is not that guy, right? He's not that guy. When you've got Ben Roethlisberger saying, I took less money so he could get paid. Well, God bless him. And I think it's going to happen today. I think they could even upset Buffalo, but I would just play the point spread. I would take the 6.5 and smile all the way to the bank and cash with Flash.
I love it. And anything with the Watts, you know, whomever it is, you know, these guys play. So
I got a Bosa and a Watt in here today.
I mean, you got to love these picks. You got to love the defenses because against a coverage aspect, I mean, the Steelers are near touchdown dogs, and this could be a field goal game. So I love the coverage.
I think Ben Roethlisberger is going to come out and play hard this year because if he does, I mean, this probably is going to be it for him anyway. But he's got Dwayne Haskins looking over his shoulder, and I don't think he's going to like that very much. This is real behind him. I mean, he's had guys behind him before, but he was in his prime then. You're going to see vintage Ben Roethlisberger today, I think. This is a big game.
Glad you said that. And, you know, I want you to get one last round of letting people know where you're at. We have Alex Donno in the virtual green, blue, yellow room, whatever it is. I don't know. I think it's taupe. I think behind him is taupe. So he's in the taupe room with the banner of blue and black checkered. I'm just setting up the stage here, Phil.
Gotcha. Do what you got to do.
I'm trying, man. Every day you try. You got to do what you got to do here.
That's right.
So let everyone know, you know, where you're at, and then I'll drop a couple of last prop plays from the Pittsburgh game.
Gotcha. You know what? You can find us every day at PhilNaessensShow.com. Jason makes appearances. It's a great show. It's a great sports betting show. It's been around for 14 years for a reason. we win. We're 12-5 against the spread thus far in NCAA football. And also, we've just crushed the baseball. I mean, just crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. My Thursday shows with Scott Fiedler, who is the owner of Brookwood Camps. I'm 10-0 over the last 2 weeks since we brought the show back. So it's just amazing. It's a 30-minute podcast. You can find it on Apple and all the podcast catchers. And my written work you can find at Sharp app. It's a great app. We got a lot of good handicappers there. We're crushing the college football season, and I'm sure we're going to crush the NFL season. We did some real good damage there as a team yesterday. So, I mean, it was fantastic. It's you go over to your Play Store or Apple, whatever, download the app. Then you want to go to sharpbets.app, sign up, use the promo code Cash with Flash, and get 10% off your first month's paid. And we'll even give you 30 days to check it out on us. Can't beat that. And it's a great app. You got to check it out. That's the Sharp app on your Google Store, Google Play, and the Apple Store. And I'm really thrilled. Go Dolphins. I also have the Dolphins today covering the 3-point spread. I think you muted your microphone, partner.
I did. I was doing so good.
I missed all of it. I missed everything that you said, but I'm sure it was amazing.
It was just basically win your cash with Flash.
That a boy.
And then I'll pull back. I did a mulligan here.
That's how we do it. Thanks for having me on. It's great to see your face, and I can't wait to see you again real soon.
Can't wait. I'll be on your show Tuesday, and have a great, successful Sunday.
Hey, thank you. You too. Good luck, Dolphins. Go Fins. Fins up.
There it is. Phil Naessens, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. And with that, we have a phenomenal segue into Mr. Alex Donno. How are you, Alex?
Dude, I'm great, and I'm even better after listening to Phil for two reasons. He's backing our Dolphins to cover, which I agree with, and I completely co-sign on what he said about the Pittsburgh-Buffalo game, because that's one of my picks as well, Jason. I locked in last night. I locked in Pittsburgh plus 6.5. Listen, Buffalo might win the game outright, but I think it's going to be really close. Roethlisberger, motivated. I'm really anxious to see how Najee Harris looks in a Steelers uniform starting today. So, no, I think that's going to be a really close game. I think it's going to be a close victory for one team or the other. I do not think Pittsburgh loses that game by a touchdown.
I fully agree. And when we're going to be rooting for a Pittsburgh cover here, because we're all in agreement, we're going to root for players within there. I don't know if you saw, Alex, I put on this formula, this hitch score formula that I'm kind of experimenting with on these longest reception prop plays.
Yeah, explain that to me, because it was way over my head, but I saw you tweeting about it. I'd love to know your thought process.
I'll give you the ingredients, but I'm not going to tell you the measurements.
Fair.
So basically what it is you're looking at the weekly over-unders of the longest reception play for a tight end or a receiver. So let's use Deontay Johnson as an example. So when you're looking at Deontay Johnson's number, which if we're going to get that up here, is around, I believe, 22.5. 1 second, Alex. Let me just get this. I'm almost as prepared as I thought that I would be. It's 20.5. Now, for these Steelers, Juju Smith-Schuster has the highest hit score of the week, meaning, in my definition of this, has a 48% chance or a 49% chance to make a play over 20.5 yards or over 19.5 yards. Now, how I came up with that is a number of factors. His yards per target, his yards per catch from last year, and then you think about that Ben Roethlisberger wasn't a part of that equation.
Right.
So the sharps and the lines are kind of skewing down. So when you're looking at Deontay Johnson and or Juju Smith-Schuster, to not have to gain 27 or 25 or 24 yards, what have you, like these top 5 receivers, it's low-hanging fruit. So if you're going to back Ben, if you're going to hope for a 27-24 game or something like that, you're going to hope maybe that they're down. And if those numbers have not come in, there's your high likelihood that Roethlisberger gunning 30, 40 yards down the field. How many times have we seen that?
A ton.
Go with one of those two receivers if you want to go with one. But I'd say both those numbers come in. I believe that Deontay is number 9 this week coming in. he has that score of 31.56. So these are guys that I just think have about a 50% or 35% chance in the ballpark of hitting this number. And you get relatively good odds at around -10, -110, -115. So those are the prop plays I love in that Pittsburgh game. Do you like any touchdown scorers? Do you like a Najee Harris
Yes.
touchdown score?
That was one I was going to bring up. I like a Najee
sorry.
Harris touchdown score a lot. I do have, if you don't mind, if I can segue to Dolphins Patriots because
please.
because I will preface this to everyone watching. I will remind you, and this is how Jason and I know each other. I am a Miami Dolphins fan. Is it possible that I'm not just sipping but guzzling the Kool-Aid today? That is very possible, but for the Dolphins fans watching, and I will give objective logic to some of these as well, and I'm sure the Dolphins fans who are watching would like to get into this, because if you want to enhance the viewing experience of watching your team play, you lock in a few props that, would benefit your team if they hit. I think that's all in good fun, okay? Now, prop aside, I do have a bet Miami +3. So I locked that in at even money at betus.com. I'm glad we both use the same sports book. BetUS is a proud partner of my shows as well on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. So I locked in the Dolphins +3 at even money. That's not a prop. I really think, and the Dolphins might win outright. So if you guys, and they might very well win outright. So if you guys want to sprinkle some money on the money line as well and the plus money, you're more than welcome to do that. There were a handful of props, Jason, that I've already locked in, and I'm going to do another round to kind of see, do I find some worthwhile plays to sprinkle a little bit more? But a couple of things I locked in right off the bat. Of course, Mac Jones making his first NFL start. I think that he's been maybe a little bit overhyped by the media, to say the least. So people are expecting this guy to be Brady 2.0. He might go on to have a fantastic season, Mac. But I think to make your NFL debut going up against a Brian Flores defense with excellent personnel, especially excellent in pass coverage like the Miami Dolphins, I think Mac Jones may have an okay day today, but not a great day. So one of the things that I've locked in is under 234.5 passing yards for Mac Jones at -115. I feel pretty good about that. In fact, I don't think either quarterback is going to go over 234.5 yards, because I think Tua has the same over-under, virtually the same over-under as Mac in the BetUS prop. So I think that could very well be an under for both guys. I'm thinking somewhere around like 190 to 215 passing yards for each is a reasonable number. So I'm going Mac Jones under that passing yards total. Let's see what else I've got here. Now, this one, maybe this is a little bit more of a homer pick, okay? Because I do know that the main objective for Mac today is going to be protecting the football. But I looked at his over-under for interceptions today, Jason, and it's 0.5. So if I'm thinking with a guy like Xavier Howard back there who collected 10 interceptions last year, you're going to have Byron Jones in coverage as well. You're going to have Eric Rowe trying to blanket tight ends. I think, and the Dolphins pass rush will be trying to get in Jones's grill and confusing him. To me, I see it, whether it's Mac Jones, whether he's a Patriot or not, I am looking at a rookie quarterback making his first NFL start. I find it hard to believe he's not going to throw a single interception in this game. So I locked in over half an interception for Mac Jones, and that's even odds. I got +100 on that. And then the third prop that I locked in, and again, I may be looking for some more before game time. That's the magic of a late game. I've got a few more hours to think about this, but I was looking at some yardage totals. There's some interesting stuff. I haven't locked it in yet. I might think about doing an over in yardage for Jalen Waddle, because his was, I think around 37.5 yards, something like that. I haven't locked that in yet, but what I did lock in was Myles Gaskin over 43.5 rushing yards. I mean, that seems like, I'm not expecting him to go off for 100, but do you agree, Jason? That seems like a reasonable rushing total for Myles Gaskin. It's going to be a running back by committee, but he's going to be the guy getting the lion's share of the reps. I'm expecting him to go over 43.5 rushing yards. So I locked that one in as well.
I love the Mac Jones over INT pick. And one thing that I want to kind of sprinkle a little addition to, and we have about 10 minutes to kick off. So don't worry. I'll allow everyone to run and hustle and place their 1 o'clock bets and get their cheese fries or nachos and what have you. But I love Mac Jones getting an INT throwing one, which means you have to use continuity betting, which means you place Mac Jones, you got to go and place the prop on the Dolphins' overall defense, maybe minus 105 or plus 110, getting a pick.
Right.
It's the same thing, and you're doubling down. It's getting an 11 in blackjack, and you have to double down. Did you double down?
I think you double down. I think you're right. I think you're 1,000% right. You double down on that. If you're going to go in big. If you're going to be a Bear, be a Grizzly.
Oh, my God. I think that's a quote. That's a quotable quote. I think we got to get that across all kind of cryons and you got to own that quote. That's all you, Alex. But love that. And then you're talking about Gaskin, and you want him to go over his rushing total. Now, the thing that I'm with you, I would play it punt ahead. It's rather low. But don't panic if you see Malcolm Brown in the first series, because I think sometimes they like to soften that D up, open things up a bit. You're looking at maybe 9 to 13 carries for Gaskin, because remember, you have Savon Ahmed going to get touches too, because this dude really is efficient. What I love for Gaskin, and I don't want to do the one-up, I want that play to come in because I think he's going to hit around 50 yards on the ground. He could also hit around 25 in the air.
Yes, that's a good one.
Do the rushing and receiving yards combined, where if you head on over to Bet US, that number, as I'm looking right now, where are those combined yards? Somewhere. But you're probably coming in around like 66. That's, pretty much what you're looking at for combined yardage. And that's 3 catches, because that's what he really averaged. He was the 3rd leading Miami pass catcher last season in around 10 games. So what else do you like for Miami? And then we'll wish everyone luck and get ready to roll.
Yeah, no, that's it for the Miami game at this time. I want to go through a couple of the 1 o'clock slates. I really think, and this line, I think, has gone up just a little bit, but I think I would still play it. At the time when I played it, they were -3, but I see Carolina Panthers -3.5 against the New York Jets. I got it at -3. Maybe you can still get it at -3, but honestly, I feel really good about that one. I know that people are drinking the Zach Wilson Kool-Aid and the Robert Saleh Kool-Aid, and that's fine, but I'm not expecting Wilson to light it up in game 1, and they're the road team in this one. So I'm leaning to Carolina to win that game by somewhere between, probably right around a touchdown. So I'm definitely taking the -3.5 for Carolina. And I also, I'm actually kind of shocked that the number is this close. I guess because it's in Cincinnati, but the Minnesota Vikings only -3 against the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm really not bullish yet on Joe Burrow coming off of that injury. I'm very concerned about that Bengals offensive line. I'm at least a little bit concerned about Jamar Chase. I mean, he might end up being a fantastic receiver, but this guy couldn't catch anything in the preseason and in training camp. I think Cincinnati's going to have a really rough time today. I think Minnesota's going to cover the -3 pretty big. So those are the games I'm focusing on most at 1 o'clock. I also do like Seattle -3 at Indianapolis. I think they're going to cover that. So those are my main plays today, Jason, along with the props and what we talked about with the Dolphins. That's what I'm focusing on today.
Well, there's nothing like having an agreement with these picks. I love Seattle here. And so if you also, another little helpful hint, and I know you're on this too, when you look at those in-game props, if you like a guy to score a touchdown and you like him on the winning team, don't just bet him to score the touchdown, bet him to score with the team win. You're going to get probably, instead of like +110, you're going to go up to +190. So that's just kind of, it's called an enhancement, a sweetener. I'm a coffee guy, Alex. I know you're a coffee guy. You got to put a sweetener in there, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
absolutely.
One prop play non-Dolphin, and then we will wish everyone that good luck and send everyone on over to betus.com for the 125% sign-up bonus or the 200% crypto bonus. I have a very moderate, low crypto portfolio. I don't even know what they mean. My brother told me to do something. Are you in the crypto game, Alex?
Very much so. Maybe a little bit too much because I hear about people like, oh, like diversify a small percentage of your assets. I have like 90% of my outside of the home that I'm financing. I have about 90% of my assets in crypto. So I have a lot riding on crypto.
You have 90% on crypto and 10% on Miles Gaskin, and I'm really pulling for you in both aspects, truly.
Yeah.
Because it affects me too.
Yeah, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. So hold on. I want to see something if maybe in the because I'm looking forward to the
You got the thinking cap on, it looks like.
I've got the thinking cap because I was trying to pull up the props here in the unfortunately the game that's going to knock our Dolphins game off of national TV today because that Kansas City Cleveland game is also taking place at 4:25 p.m. You know, I think this is going to be a high scoring game. So I'm taking a shot on this at plus 180 odds, each team to score at least 2 touchdowns and each team to score at least 2 field goals, because I'm thinking that's going to be a high scoring game. It's going to hit the over. So I'm going to go for each team scoring at least 2 TDs. I think it's going to be the shootout at the OK Corral between Pat Mahomes and Baker Mayfield. And I think they're going to have at least 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals apiece in that one. So I'm locking that in at plus 180.
I would literally send people in buses to books to get that on, Alex. I really like that play. And if I'm kind of ignoring you in the next 2 minutes, it's me finding it right now. But outstanding coverage, outstanding play. I really like the Carolina game. I'm going to watch it with enjoyment because it's ready for this?
Yeah.
Double dose revenge special with Sam Darnold and Robbie Anderson. I guarantee you I know what they're doing right now. They're cahooting. You know what they're going to cahoot about?
What are they cahooting?
First touchdown.
Yes.
Carolina. That's say, great. Robbie, go. And Robbie's going to maybe hit a prop. 3 of them, maybe the first series. Over yardage, touchdown score, plus 200, by the way, and longest reception, who Robbie Anderson, Alex, he is in the top 20, just at around 18 in my hit score. And he's got a rather low over-under at 19.5. When he was a Jet, he averaged 15 yards per catch. Last year, 11. He's on the up. Anything else to add, Alex, before we go indulge in 12 hours of football?
I think let's put a bow on it. I think that's it. I'm just going to enjoy the games, and we're all going to be counting your money, or I'll be counting hopefully my crypto come Monday.
I don't even know how to count this stuff, but I like green arrows. The green things.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. But come back later. The PhinManiacs are going to be breaking down the game. I'm going to be opening up this fun score pack. We're going to be looking for Dolphins and fantasy heroes of the day. Miles Gaskin cards will go to you, sir, as a thank you for coming on, no matter what they are. I don't care if it's one of those patch autograph doohickeys, but what I do ask is you do something fun with it and get some money over to charity with it. That's 100%. I ask. And if you want to keep it, you throw in something to maybe the DCC or something that is near and dear to your heart. So we're looking for Dolphins and for Alex Donno, Miles Gaskin cards, and hopefully all those props come in. We're finishing before 1. Happy week 1. Go Dolphins. Go all those picks that my guest said. Thank you to Alex Donno. Thank you to Phil Naessens. Fins up, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Good luck, everyone.